Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the class. I hope you have enjoyed your summer vacation. Today we will start chapter number 4, that is human settlement. This is from book number 2, that is India, People and Economy. In this chapter, let me just brief you what we are going to study. We will start this chapter with a simple definition of what is human settlement. Then we are reading this chapter keeping India in mind. So in India, human settlement is divided into basically two parts: rural settlement and urban settlement. So we will see what is the difference between both the settlement and what are different types of rural settlements and urban settlements. What was the population of metropolitan cities at the current situation of India? So it is all about here you will study regarding human settlement. So let's just start. What is human settlement? When we are talking about human settlement, in simple language, it is a settlement basically is a community or its place in which the people lives. Okay, human settlement, you can say it's a form of human habitation which ranges from a single dwelling, okay, to a large city. Dwelling means basically in Hindi it means awas, nivas, where you live. So human settlement means a cluster of dwelling, awas of any type or size where human being lives. Okay. So grouping of people and appropriating of territories as their resource base is what the human settlement meaning here. So the place, the pattern in which the human settle, that comes under the human settlement. Now this human settlement in India is very different, and this settlement varies with size and time. You will find villages, the settlement, the houses, the structure is different from the settlement in cities. In metropolitan cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, you will find different kinds of townships, buildings of 80 floors, 90 floors, but in rural village areas you will find just 3 or 4 floor house. And the pattern, as the space constraint is always one of the area for cities, so they cannot move horizontal, so the human settlement in cities are moving vertical. Generally rural settlements or the villages, they move horizontally, but the human settlement in cities, they are moving vertically, because on vertically they can have more houses as compared to horizontally. Okay, so according to that close spaced, how they are different, that all depends upon the human settlements. Now there are some basic differences between rural and the urban settlement. So Indian settlement is divided into rural and urban settlements. We will also take the help of some figures which will give us the different patterns of rural settlements as well as the urban settlements. But before that, let's just come, what are the differences, what are the key differences which differentiate the settlement between the rurals and the urbans? Yes, we know that rural settlement is different and urban is different, but which the kind of settlement we call it as a rural settlements? So rural settlement basically are the areas from where the people derive their need, basic supports from land-based primary activities like agriculture. So, in rural areas, the people drive the land-based primary activities from like agricultures, forestries, and minings. On the other hand, the urban settlements are the areas where the manufacturing and the finished good is prepared from a raw materials and variety of services like constructions, factories, the people life settlement depend upon the secondary economic activities like manufacturing, factories, industries. So this is one of the difference between rural settlements and the urban settlements. Second, settlements in here it's written that cities act as a node of economic growth. So, but if I have to present it in this way, so rural areas generally provide the raw materials to the urban factories or the urban settlements. So, the rural settlements from where the raw materials generally go to the urban areas like yarn for textile, wheats, rice for different for making for maize you can say for making cornflakes and all those. So it's come from the rural settlement areas. So the area from where they comes that comes under the rural settlements. On the other hand, cities act as the node of economic growth because ultimately they provide us the finished goods and services, okay, which can consumed by cities as well as the it returns to the rural settlements also. So it's a total give and take system, but in cities we uh, provide the finished goods and services coming from the rural settlements. Third, one of the most important reason, one of the difference between the rural and the urban settlements is in between these social relationships, attitudes, and the outlook of a people. So, the social relationships, attitudes, and outlook is different for rural areas, rural settlements, and it is different from the urban settlements. So, rural people, yes, rural people basically they are less mobile and their social relations are intimate. So, when we are talking about less mobile, means they try to settle at some places and they move very less. They move from small villages to villages and they just live there and follow their lives. And the social relations, they all the villages are work as a family and their relations are close and the familiar relations. That is what is the meaning of intimate here, very close relations. But the urban areas, the life is complex and fast as compared to rural, and the social relations are formal, means they generally just greet each other, but they are not so close and familiar as it's in the rural settlements. So, this was about the human settlement and the difference between rural and the urban settlements. Next topic is called as the types of rural settlements. So, when I talk about the types of rural settlement, there are four different types in which we have divided the Indian rural system. First is called clustered, second is called semi-clustered settlement, third hamleted settlement, or fourth dispersed settlement. So there are four different types of rural settlements. I will try to explain you this uh, every type of rural settlements, and this is the figure. I will tell you how to read this, but before that, in India we see different types of rural settlement also. Yes, in rural areas also we have different kinds of settlements in all over the India. So there are some factors conditions responsible for different settlements. So you will see this small square constitutes one house. If I am talking about this, it is a one house. Okay, so these all are houses. So you can see here you will find four houses. Okay, so we will study this, but before, see, all this have different patterns in rural settlement also. ऐसा नहीं है कि rural areas में there is only one kind of settlement. There are different kinds of settlements. So there are some factors which are conditions which are responsible for this different settlements. So the first factor is known as the physical features. That means the nature of terrain, altitudes, climate, and availability of waters are one of the factor responsible for different kinds of rural settlements. Yes, physical features means terrain. If there are plain areas, there will be a different kind of settlement. If there is a mountain area, there is a different kinds of altitude, there is a different kind of settlement. Climate also have, as well as the availability of waters, have the conditions required for the responsible for the different kinds of settlements in India. Second point is important is cultural and ethnic factors like social structures, caste, religions. So when we are talking about cultural and ethnic factors, cultural we all know that it's related to culture. Ethnic is a means a group of people which share a common culture with each others, like Greeks, like Aryans, like Slavs, Kurds, yes, French people. So all those are different ethnic communities. When we are talking about India, different cultures, ethnic communities, caste and religion also play an important role. You will find that all the Muslim homes are close to each other. All the Hindu homes are close to each others due to the religion also, due to the culture also, or due to maybe it's due to some other factors also. But religion also play an important role in the distribution of different types of rural settlements. Then the third important point is the security factors. Different defense against theft and robbery. So security factors also play an important role, and we will see that with the help of example and in details. So these are the three factors which are responsible for having different kinds of rural settlements. Now let's come back to the picture. We have four different kinds of types of rural settlement. First is called as clustered, also known as agglomerated or nucleated settlement. Second is called semi-clustered settlement. Third is called hamleted settlement. Fourth and the last one is dispersed or isolated settlements. So what is the difference? Just look carefully what you can judge from this picture. A simple, this small square, this small square means one house. This means one house. So you will find a lot of houses close to each other in cluster. Here you are finding that some houses are closed and some are away. Major houses are there. Here you will find groups, different groups are formed, and here very far away houses are settled, humans are settled. So let's take one by one example. First is called the clustered settlement, also known as rural agglomerated nucleated rural settlement. In this system, you will see that the people lived in a very closed, compact proximity. So this is, you will see, this is the road, and you will find a lot of houses constructed compact, closely built up area, in a closely built up area as compared to other forts. Yes, and this is the living area. One of the, yes, they are closely built up areas. They are lot of houses, number of houses are closely packed, built, and the living area. So this is the living area, the circle area is the living area, and this area is always separated with the farms. So you will find that the farms of the village will be here, somewhere here. This all compact villages is separated from the farm areas, and this clustered settlement also formed geometric shapes like rectangular. You will see that they are forming a rectangular shapes because of the presence of the road. Okay, so this is the road forming the rectangular shapes. It can also form different geometric shapes, and this is what the clustered rural settlement is. Means when the houses are closely and compactly built, that and the living area is separated from farms, that is clustered settlements. You will find this kind of houses in fertile plains. You will find this kind of houses in fertile plains of India. Clustered houses also have some other conditions like security and waters. Need of security, we have seen one of the factors, and the availability of waters are also some of the reasons for this clustered settlement. If we are talking about security, Bundelkhand region and Nagaland are the two examples. Due to security reasons, they have formed clustered settlement, compact settlement. In Rajasthan, if we take the example of Rajasthan, due to the availability of water, they have formed this clustered settlement. I hope it is clear to you what is clustered settlement. Next, second is called semi-clustered settlement. What is semi-clustered settlement? It is a settlement which is formed from the fragmentation of large village. That means during the back times, or you can say the decades or 2-3 decades ago, they have a big village, but now that is fragmented and divided into this system. You will say the social structure, caste and religion play a very important role in semi-clustered kind of settlement. What this system, what is the difference here? That all the land owning community or the upper caste of a village, community who have the dominant place in the village, land owning community, upper caste, big landlords, they occupy the central part. This is the central part of the village, and the lower section or the lower caste people, basically Dalits, scheduled caste, they settle on the outer side of the village. So they settle the land owning jamindars, dominant communities, they occupy the central position of the village. On the other hand, the Lower caste, scheduled caste, Dalits, they built their houses outside or the outside boundary of the villages. So this is one of the different type of semi-clustered settlements. You will find this kind of settlement in Gujarat. So in Gujarat and Rajasthan, you will find this kind of settlement. Okay, when let's talk about the third settlement, which is called as the hamleted settlement. When we are talking about hamleted settlement, see, hamlet, basically hamlet का मतलब क्या होता है, means छोटा गांव. Hamlet, if you search, you will find that hamlet का मतलब होता है छोटा गांव. When a fragments, yes, fragments of several units. So this is one fragment, several units. This is one unit. Fragments of several units. Yes. Physically separated by each other, bearing a common name. Okay. So these four fragments, you will find that these are separated. These are separate several units. Houses are divided into units. This is one unit. This is second unit. So these are, and this unit, you will see that locally this unit is called as Panna, Para, or you will also correlate with this is called Dhani. In Haryana, you will, in Sirsa also you will find that Dhani. A small units of houses built outside the village, where you will find 10-15 houses living together. Okay, 10 houses built together and the person living there together. Okay, so fragmented several units physically separated from each other, bearing the name unit names you can call, it is called as Dhani. One of the unit name is Dhani. So this kind of settlement is called as hamleted settlements, means छोटे छोटे गांव, 10 15 people living in a houses. Okay, 10 houses, 12 houses living in one places, that is called hamlet settlements. Fourth one is, you will see an important one. Before that, what are the example of hamleted? So you will find Chhattisgarh, you will find this kind of houses in Chhattisgarh. You will find this in the lower valley of Himalaya. Okay, and you will find this kind of houses in the middle and the lower Ganga plains. Now let's come to the fourth, which is dispersed settlement. When we are talking about dispersed settlements, as the name is suggesting, घर जो काफ़ी दूर दूर हैं, एक दूसरे से बहुत दूर दूर घर हैं, that can be in the form of isolated huts, that can be in the form of few huts in the remote jungle, and you will generally find this kind of settlements in Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. You will find this kind of settlements in Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. And the nature, why there is a dispersed, the houses are far away from each other. You will see just there are 4 houses. I have shown you just 4 houses separated and are very far away from each other. Compare this with nucleated. There are a lot of difference between compact size here appears isolated huts very far away from each other. So in this system, you will find this kind of settlements in Meghalaya, United Kingdom, UK means Uttarakhand, then Himachal Pradesh. And what was the reason? What are the reason for this diverse, dispersed settlement? The reasons are the nature of area, the nature of terrain. If that is a hilly area, it is not possible for everyone to settle, to build a 5,000 homes at a hill, so they have to be separated, they have to be different. And also the land resources of that area, so nature of the terrain, how the plain, माउंटेन, वहाँ की एरिया कैसा है, समतल है, प्लेन है, प्लेटू है, माउंटेन्स हैं, दैट एट द लैंड रिसोर्सेज, वहाँ पे रिसोर्सेज कैसे हैं, दैट ऑल्सो depends upon that region. So this is the different four kinds of types of rural settlements. I hope it is clear to you with the help of this diagram. Okay, uh, just read this till types of rural settlement. We will continue from here. Thank you.